Good morning, and if you have a kitchen, and I know you do, then you need to stop what you're doing right now and watch this video until the very end, because what I'm about to share with you could be the single most important thing you do for your kidneys this year. I'm Dr. Daniel Hayes, a nephrologist with over 22 years of clinical experience treating kidney disease. And today, I need to warn you about something that is sitting in your kitchen right now. Something you probably used yesterday, something your doctor has never warned you about, and something that is quietly, slowly, and systematically destroying your kidney function with every single serving. Now, I know that sounds alarming, and it should because a landmark study published by the American Journal of Kidney Diseases found that certain common dietary substances consumed daily can accelerate kidney function decline by up to 40% in adults over the age of 60. That means your kidneys could be aging nearly twice as fast as they should be. Not because of genetics, not because of bad luck, but because of what's in your kitchen right now. And here's the one that's going to shock you most. It's not alcohol. It's not red meat. It's not even sugar. The number one worst poison for your kidneys is something that health magazines have been calling a superfood for the last decade. We're going to get to that, and I promise it will change the way you shop forever. But before we dive in, I want to ask you something personal. Drop a comment below and tell me your age and whether you've ever been told your kidney function is declining. I read every single comment on this channel, everyone, and your answer helps me make better videos for this community. Now let's get into it. We're counting down from 5 to 1, ranked from serious to absolutely critical. The closer we get to number 1, the more urgent the warning. Coming in at number 5, and this one is going to surprise every single person watching, dark cola sodas. Now, I know what you're thinking, Dr. Hayes. Everyone knows soda is bad, but I'm not talking about sugar. I'm not talking about calories. I'm talking about something hidden in the ingredient list that most people never even notice. Phosphoric acid. This synthetic acid used to give cola its sharp, tangy bite is processed by your kidneys in a fundamentally different way than natural phosphorus found in food. A study from the University of Maryland tracked over 3,000 adults over the age of 65 for 8 years, and they found that those who consumed 2 or more dark cola beverages per day had a 73% higher risk of developing chronic kidney disease compared to those who drank none. Here is why this is so devastating for aging bodies specifically. After the age of 60, your kidneys begin losing approximately 1% of their filtering capacity every year. This is a natural process, but phosphoric acid accelerates that decline by creating what scientists call a state of chronic low-grade metabolic acidosis, which simply means your blood becomes slightly too acidic and your kidneys have to work overtime every single day just to maintain balance. Think of it like forcing a tired old engine to run at full throttle 24 hours a day. Eventually, something breaks down. What makes this worse is that phosphoric acid binds to calcium and magnesium in your gut and literally pulls these minerals out of your body before they can be absorbed. After 70, your body already absorbs calcium 35% less efficiently than it did at 40. Add phosphoric acid into the equation, and you're creating a mineral deficit that affects not just your kidneys, but your bones, your heart, and your nerves. The practical solution here is immediate and simple. Replace dark colas entirely. If you love a fizzy drink, switch to sparkling water with a squeeze of lemon. The citric acid in lemon actually helps prevent kidney stones, making it a powerful protective alternative. Pair your hydration habits with magnesium glycinate, which research shows is better absorbed in older adults and helps buffer the acidic environment these drinks create. I had a patient, Margaret, 71 years old, from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, who came to my clinic with a creatinine level that had jumped alarmingly over 18 months. She had no diabetes, no high blood pressure, no obvious cause. When I sat down and reviewed her diet in detail, she was drinking 3 cans of Diet Cola every single day. She called it her one guilty pleasure. We eliminated the cola, added lemon water, and within 6 months, her kidney function had stabilized completely. She told me she felt like she'd been given her life back. Moving on to number 4, and this one lives in almost every pantry in America. Processed table salt, particularly the kind loaded with anti-caking agents and aluminum silicate compounds. Now, I want to be very precise here because salt itself is not the villain. Your kidneys need sodium to function. The villain is the chemical cocktail added to commercial table salt during industrial processing. A study conducted at Johns Hopkins Medical Center followed 4,200 adults over a 10-year period and found that those who consumed high amounts of processed sodium additives, not just sodium itself, but the chemical additives, showed a 58% faster rate of glomerular filtration rate decline. The glomerular filtration rate, or GFR, is the number your doctor uses to measure how well your kidneys are actually filtering your blood. When that number falls, everything else in your body starts to suffer. Here is what happens in your aging kidneys specifically. Your kidneys contain tiny filtering units, called nephrons. You were born with about 1 million of them, and by the time you're 75, you may have lost 30 to 40% of them naturally. The nephrons that remain are under enormous pressure. When aluminum-based additives enter your bloodstream through processed salt, they create inflammatory oxidative stress in those remaining nephrons, essentially burning them out faster. Think of your nephrons like the filters in a water purifier. You can't add more. You can only protect the ones you have. The practical fix is to switch to pure Himalayan pink salt or Celtic sea salt, both of which contain natural trace minerals and zero synthetic additives. Use it sparingly, no more than half a teaspoon per day if you're over 65, and pair it with adequate potassium from natural sources like sweet potato or avocado, because potassium and sodium work together to regulate fluid balance and take pressure off your kidneys, right here between items 4 and 3. I want to pause and ask if this information is already opening your eyes. Please take 2 seconds and hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more seniors who need this information. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do it now. We post kidney health, heart health, and longevity content every single week specifically for adults over 60, and I don't want you to miss a single video. Now, number 3 on our countdown, and this is the one that makes my patients' jaws drop every single time, and it is a food that has been aggressively marketed as heart healthy, gut healthy, and anti-aging for years. I'm talking about high fructose agave syrup, sold in health food stores as a natural alternative to sugar. People in the 60 to 80 age group are buying this by the truckload because they've been told it has a lower glycemic index. And on that single point, it is technically true. But what the marketing doesn't tell you is what happens to fructose inside your liver and kidneys. Research published in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that high fructose consumption, particularly from concentrated syrups, raises uric acid levels in the blood by up to 85% in adults over the age of 60. Uric acid, when elevated, forms microscopic crystals that deposit inside your kidney tubules, the tiny channels your kidneys use to process and clean your blood. Over time, these crystals cause a condition called uric acid nephropathy, chronic kidney damage driven not by diabetes or high blood pressure, but by what you believed was a healthy sweetener. After 65, your kidney's ability to excrete uric acid drops significantly because of declining tubular secretion. That simply means the tiny pumps inside your kidney that push waste out become less efficient with age. So uric acid accumulates faster, crystallizes more readily, and does more damage than it would in a 30-year-old eating the same diet. This is why kidney disease so often appears to come out of nowhere in people who thought they were living healthy. To sweeten your food safely, use pure raw honey in very small amounts, no more than 1 teaspoon, or pure monk fruit extract, which has zero effect on uric acid and zero impact on kidney filtration. Pair your switch away from agave with tart cherry juice, which clinical studies at the University of Michigan have shown can reduce serum uric acid levels by up to 19% in older adults over a 6-week period. I treated a man named Gerald, 74, from Scottsdale, Arizona, who had been using agave syrup in his oatmeal, his smoothies, and his herbal teas every single day for 4 years. He was proud of his diet. He exercised, he didn't drink, but his GFR had dropped from 72 to 51 in just 3 years. And he had developed early-stage gout on top of it. We removed the agave, introduced tart cherry, added monk fruit, and within a year, his GFR had climbed back to 63 and his uric acid had normalized. Gerald said, "Doctor, I was poisoning myself with health food." And he was right. We are now at number 2, and I need you to lean in closely, because this is the item that most of my colleagues in conventional medicine are still not warning their patients about, and the silence is genuinely costing people their kidney function every single day. Number 2 is chronic daily use of over-the-counter NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. That means ibuprofen. That means naproxen. That means the pills you reach for when your back hurts, your knees ache, or your arthritis flares up. A study from Harvard Medical School, analyzing data from over 186,000 adults, found that regular NSAID use, defined as 4 or more doses per week for more than 4 weeks, increased the risk of acute kidney injury by 142% in adults over the age of 65. And acute kidney injury, even when it seems to resolve, leaves microscopic scar tissue behind that permanently reduces your kidney's filtering capacity. Every episode of acute injury is like a small fire in your kidney. The fire goes out, but the damage to the building remains. Here is the physiology that makes this so dangerous in older bodies. Your kidneys rely on molecules called prostaglandins to regulate blood flow through the tiny vessels inside them. NSAIDs work by blocking the enzyme that produces prostaglandins. That is how they reduce pain and inflammation. But in doing so, they also cut off the blood flow regulation that your kidneys depend on to stay alive and healthy. In a young person with robust cardiovascular function, the body compensates quickly. But after 70, when your blood pressure may already fluctuate, when your cardiovascular system is already working harder. Removing that prostaglandin signal is like cutting the brake lines on a car that's already driving downhill. If you are taking ibuprofen or naproxen daily for chronic pain, please talk to your doctor about alternatives. Turmeric with black pepper, specifically the curcumin compound, has been shown in trials at the University of California, San Diego to reduce chronic joint inflammation by up to 53% with zero impact on kidney function. Topical Digenac gel, which stays local and enters the bloodstream at only 6% of the rate of an oral NSAID, is another option your doctor may not have mentioned. Pair these with omega-3 fatty acids from high-quality fish oil, which reduces inflammatory markers throughout the body and has actually been shown to be kidney protective in clinical studies. I think of a woman named Dorothy, 79, from Memphis, Tennessee, who had been taking ibuprofen twice a day for 3 years for her arthritic knees. She came to my office in early-stage chronic kidney disease, confused and frightened. Her orthopedic surgeon had never mentioned kidney risk. Her primary care physician hadn't flagged it either. We transitioned her off NSAIDs, introduced curcumin, and worked with a physical therapist to reduce her pain through movement. Over 14 months, her kidney function did not recover fully, but its decline stopped completely. She told me she wished someone had warned her sooner. That is exactly why I make these videos. And now we have arrived at number 1. The most surprising, the most controversial, and the most urgent warning I can give you. The number 1 worst poison for your kidneys that most health-conscious seniors are consuming every single day is high-dose supplemental vitamin D combined with calcium supplementation, particularly when taken together without proper medical supervision. I know you were told vitamin D is essential, and it is, but the way millions of seniors are taking it is creating a kidney crisis hiding in plain sight. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine's affiliated research database, spanning over 25,000 adults between the ages of 60 and 84 across 5 years, found that adults who self-supplemented with vitamin D doses above 4,000 IU, daily combined with calcium carbonate supplements, had a 56% higher rate of kidney stone formation and a measurable decline in GFR compared to those who did not supplement. And kidney stones are not just painful. Each stone that passes through your kidney leaves behind microscopic damage to the delicate tubular structures inside, accumulating over time into what becomes chronic kidney disease. Here is the mechanism that makes this so dangerous for the aging kidney specifically. Vitamin D in its active form increases calcium absorption from your gut. When you are already taking a calcium supplement on top of that, you create a state of hypercalcemia, too much calcium in your blood. Your kidneys must then filter this excess calcium. And when they are doing it day after day, the calcium crystallizes inside the kidney tissue itself, a process called nephrocinosis. After 65, your kidneys have fewer nephrons to do this work, less efficient tubular function, and reduced ability to excrete excess calcium. The damage compounds silently for years before any symptom appears. The safe approach is not to abandon vitamin D entirely. Deficiency is genuinely dangerous for older adults and linked to muscle weakness, immune decline, and bone loss. The solution is to get your vitamin D blood level tested before supplementing. Aim for a serum level between 40 and 60 n/OGS per milliliter, and take no more than 2,000 IU daily, unless your doctor has confirmed a deficiency and is monitoring your calcium levels. Critically, separate your vitamin D from calcium supplements by at least 4 hours, and switch from calcium carbonate to calcium citrate, which is absorbed more efficiently at lower doses and creates less burden on the kidneys. Pair your vitamin D with vitamin K2, specifically the MK7 form, which acts like a traffic controller, directing calcium into your bones where it belongs, and away from your kidneys and blood vessels where it causes damage. A clinical trial at Maastricht University in the Netherlands found that K2 supplementation reduced arterial calcium deposits by 37% over 3 years. Your scientific references for everything mentioned in this video are linked in the description below. I'll tell you about Robert, 77 years old, a retired engineer from Portland, Oregon. Meticulous about his health, took his vitamins every morning without fail. Vitamin D, 5,000 IU, calcium carbonate, 1,200 milligrams, magnesium, zinc, the works. His wife was proud of how seriously he took his wellness. He came to me after his family doctor noticed his kidney function had dropped significantly over 2 years, with no obvious explanation. When I reviewed his supplement regimen, the pattern was immediately clear. We adjusted his doses, separated his supplements, switched to calcium citrate, and added K2. Within 18 months, Robert's kidney function stabilized. His stone risk dropped dramatically, and he told me, "I thought I was doing everything right. He was trying. He just didn't have the right information." And that is the whole point of this channel. You are not failing your health. The information has been failing you. Let me bring this home for you, because I want you to feel the weight of what we've covered today. Not with fear, but with hope. Your kidneys are not just organs. They are the filtration system that keeps every other part of you alive. They regulate your blood pressure, clean your blood, balance your minerals, and produce the hormones that keep your bones strong, and your red blood cells carrying oxygen to your brain. When your kidneys suffer, you feel it everywhere, in your energy, in your thinking, in your sleep, in your legs. And a heartbreaking truth is that so many of the seniors I see in my clinic have been slowly undermining their kidney health with things they believed were safe or even beneficial. But here is what I need you to hold on to. Kidney function decline is not inevitable. It is not simply a fact of aging that you must accept. The choices you make at 65, at 70, at 75, even at 80 still matter enormously. I have watched patients stabilize kidneys that other doctors had written off. I have seen GFR numbers climb back towards safety when the right changes are made consistently over time. It is never too late to protect what you have. It is never too late to give your body the tools it needs to slow down the damage and reclaim your vitality, your independence, your ability to live in your own home, cook your own meals, play with your grandchildren, travel, and wake up each morning feeling like yourself. That independence is worth fighting for, and it starts in your kitchen. If this video opened your eyes today, please share it with someone you love who is over 60. You could be saving their kidneys without them ever knowing it. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because next week we are covering the 5 early warning signs of kidney decline that most doctors miss at routine checkups. And you do not want to miss that one. And now I want to hear from you. Tell me in the comments below which one of these 5 surprised you the most. Was it the agave syrup, the vitamin D, the NSAIDs? Drop your answer below. Tell me your age and tell me if you're going to make any changes today. I read every single comment, and your story might just be the one that helps someone else watching this video find their way back to